The 1% don't work harder than you. They just think about money completely differently. I watched over 200 hours of interviews with millionaires, people like Naval Ravikant, Ray Dalio, and Morgan Housel, and they all say the opposite of what normal money advice tells you. And they all say the same 5 things. By the end of this video, you'll understand the 5 fundamental mindset shifts that separate the wealthy from everyone else. Rich people literally process financial decisions through a different mental framework. And the crazy part, whatever money you have right now, you can adopt a rich mindset. These are the actual mindset frameworks that the 1% use to multiply wealth. They're not tips or tricks. Stick around until the end because shift number 5 completely changed how I approach every single dollar that comes into my life. I had this question that bugged me. Why do rich people who build their own wealth give advice that's totally different from what financial experts teach? So I spent months watching podcast interviews looking for patterns. I wasn't trying to find stock tips or side hustle ideas, which you know I love to do. This time I wanted to know how they think about money differently than everyone else. Real quick, I'm not here selling you anything, no courses or anything. I just got curious. I did a ton of research and I'm sharing what I found. The first big difference is that rich people see money as a tool that builds things. Normal people see it as a way to measure if they're doing good in life. Think about it. When most people get paid, they think, how much did I make? When rich people get money, they think, what can I build with this money? Here's an example. Naval Ravikant, he's a tech guy who's really successful. He talks about treating every dollar like how you would treat a worker in your company. So each dollar must have a job, and it's either building something, buying something that makes money, or it's creating more ways to earn. Let's say you just made an extra $1,000. Most people would think, cool, what should I buy? But rich people think, can I use this $1,000 to make $100 every single month forever? How can I invest? That's how they think. So you could learn a new skill that helps you earn more with that money. You could buy equipment that helps you get more customers. You could put it somewhere that pays you back over time. See the difference? One feels good right now. The other builds something for later on. Morgan Housel wrote a book called The Psychology of Money, and he says rich people don't get excited about spending money. They get excited about building stuff. So the money is not the point. What you build with the money, that is the point. Leave a comment below. What is the one thing you could build with your next $1,000 that you receive? Okay, so that first one is super important. But here's where it gets really interesting. Because rich people don't just think differently about money. They think differently about time as well. Number 2 shows up in basically every interview with people like Tim Ferriss. Rich people know that time is the one thing you can never get back. So they protect it like crazy. Normal people think, I can't afford to pay for that when they are looking at services or products. But rich people are thinking, I can't afford not to get my time back. So they are thinking in terms of time. And here's the simple math. Let's say you make $25 per hour at work. You spend 3 hours every week cleaning your house. That's $75 worth of your time. If you could pay someone $60 to clean, you actually make $15 and get 3 hours back. You're with me? You could use those hours to rest, to hang out with family, or to work on a side project. Dan Martell, a business guy, calls this the buyback principle. So figure out what your time is worth per hour, then stop doing anything with less than that number. But here's the thing, you don't need to be rich to start. You start small, maybe pay for grocery delivery to save 90 minutes, maybe hire a college kid for $15 an hour to do simple tasks while you do $50 per hour work. Does that make more sense? Poor people buy stuff, rich people buy time. The super wealthy, they buy both, but only after they've got their time back first. Every time you get an hour back, you're thinking like rich people do. What is one thing you could pay someone else to do for you this month? Leave it in the comment because I'd really like to know. So we've got money as a tool and we've got protecting your time. But number 3, this one is weird when I found it out. It is strange, but once you see it, you cannot unsee it. Rich people actually look for expensive problems on purpose, because that's where money-making opportunities hide. Most people avoid problems. Rich people hunt for problems. Paul Graham started a company that helps startups. He wrote an entire article about this. His main point: the best business ideas come from problems that hurt so much that people will pay a lot of money to fix them. Think about it. Amazon fixed the problem of shopping being annoying. Netflix fixed the problem of going to video stores. Uber fixed the problem of taxis being unreliable. Here's how you use this. Instead of asking, how do I make money? Ask, what expensive, annoying problem do people around me have? Do small business owners not have time to post on social media? That's a $500 to $2,000 per month problem you could solve. Do busy parents struggle with planning healthy meals? That could be a subscription service. Reid Hoffman, that is the guy who started LinkedIn. He said in an interview that he specifically looked for problems that were costing people real money or real time. Either one. Rich people don't wait around. They hunt for problems worth solving. The more expensive and common the problem, the bigger the chance to make money. Start listening when people complain. These complaints are your opportunities for money. If this is helpful at this time, hit the like button and subscribe, because I do research like this every single week. Okay, number 4. Number 4 comes up in almost every book about building wealth. Rich people don't just set goals. They build systems. James Clear wrote about this in the book Atomic Habits. Goals are about what you want to happen, but systems are about the steps that make it happen. Here's the difference. A goal says, I want to have $10,000. Okay, fine. A system says, I automatically move 15% of every paycheck to my savings before I even see it. And I have 3 ways I make money that all add to this. A goal says, I want to make $100,000. A system says, I have a service where I help 10 clients per month, $850 each, which equals $8,500 a month. And I have a process that brings me 2 new clients every month. You see the difference? Goals are where you want to end up. Systems are the car that takes you there. Ray Dalio, a billionaire investor, he built his whole investing approach on this. He doesn't try to guess what the market will do. He builds systems that work no matter what happens. Naval Ravikant puts it this way. He says, you don't get rich by working hard. You get rich by building systems that make money while you sleep. Rich people focus on building repeatable processes. So once your system is running, the goals happen automatically. So ask yourself, what is one money system that you could build this week? All right, 4 down. But this last one, this completely changes everything. This is the most important one. Rich people don't measure wealth in dollars. Instead, they measure it in freedom. Let me explain. When you get a raise or when you get more money, most people think, what can I buy now? Rich people, on the other hand, think, how much freedom did I just get? Freedom means, how many months could I live without working? How much control do you have over your day? How many choices do you now have? Mr. Money Mustache, the guy who retired super early, he built his whole plan around this concept. He doesn't care about being a millionaire. He cares more about the day he never has to work again. Morgan Housel says in his book, real wealth is waking up every morning and being able to say, I can do whatever I want today. This changes everything about how you use money. Instead of upgrading your life every time you make more money, like getting a bigger car, getting a nicer apartment, getting more clothes, more shoes, instead of getting those things, you need to think, this extra $500 a month buys me 2 more weeks of freedom if I save it. That's way better than the fancier place to live, isn't it? Here's how I think about every money choice now. Does this give me more freedom or does it take freedom away? A $100 subscription that saves me 5 hours a month, that gives me freedom. A $60,000 car with a $900 monthly payment when there's a $15,000 reliable car that works just fine, that takes freedom away. So when you start measuring freedom instead of dollars, everything about money changes. What would freedom look like for you? Tell me in the comments. And here's the cool part. You can start using all 5 of these today, no matter how much money you have right now. This isn't about how much money you make. It's about how you think about what you make. And remember, I didn't make these up. People like Naval Ravikant, Ray Dalio, Morgan Housel, James Clear, they have been talking about this stuff for years. I just noticed they all say the same things and I've organized it for you. Thanks for watching.